Final presentation analysis. My case is legalization of marijuana. Nature of the dilemma. This case poses an array of ethical issues. At the heart of the presentation is the question: what is the right to freedom to choose to smoke marijuana? What is our obligation to other individuals? How are these rights tempered with others' rights to protect them? To help address this, it is helpful to look at this issue from several different perspectives. Number 1. Recreational or medical marijuana stores. Recreational or medical marijuana stores, who likely see their job function as increasing income and sales from smokers, have the legal right to maximizing their sales and income to make profit of their business. In many countries and states of the United States, medical or recreational use of marijuana is permitted. Number 2. Marijuana smokers. Marijuana smokers determined that they smoke marijuana for their utility. Each citizen has a right to make a decision if they smoke marijuana or not. They take responsibility of their choice in regard to all results of their decision. Even with problems and side effects to use marijuana, they cannot blame anyone else, such as marijuana stores. They need to take full responsibility about all problems they create as a result of smoking. Number 3. Government. Governments who search for violation of marijuana smokers should protect society in general and protect other citizens from possible misbehavior of marijuana smokers, even though they also secure smokers' rights to use marijuana for their utility. Beyond the rights of marijuana business owners, what do governments owe to marijuana smokers as citizens? What is our appropriate action towards those who cannot control their behavior when they smoke? Number 4. Other citizens. As rights of marijuana smokers and business owners should be protected. What about other citizens of the society? Other citizens could be damaged by freedom of choice of smokers and freedom of the maximizing net profit of business. Below is background of the case. Number 1. Who is benefited and who is harmed? Clearly, the marijuana stores and marijuana smokers were benefited by legalizing of marijuana, and possibly other citizens could be harmed by marijuana smokers' potential misbehaviors. Number 2. Whose rights are recognized and whose are ignored? As mentioned, the marijuana business stores clearly has a right to maximize their benefit, and here that particular issue of legality seems resolved because in many countries and states, medical and recreational uses of marijuana is legal. Summarize as follows. Is it right for government to legalize use of marijuana? Now, let me utilize the moral analysis in management model. Number 1. Economic considerations. The economic theory that market demand versus market supplies establish equitable pricing is normally both relevant and rigorous. There is a market demand to use marijuana, especially in medical and recreational purposes. especially in medical purpose. It becomes a public policy issue, and that either new laws should be passed. Marijuana users could use it as leisure, but some might need it to deal with their health issues. Number 2. Legal considerations. Legality of marijuana depends on countries. In the United States, it depends on states. We might consider the situation from the perspective of a lawmaker. In other words, as legislators, would we feel legalization of marijuana uses was right? How should we write the law so that local government would not be able to prohibit marijuana uses during the medical need? Further, would we ensure passage of such a law by convincing other legislators that it truly was needed? Number 3. Considerations from ethical duties. This appears to be a situation where the ethical duties appear to be more relevant. Personal virtues. Based on personal virtues of prudence and endurance, recreational uses of marijuana should be prohibited. Religious injunctions. What is good? Not to pursue self-satisfaction and not to harm others could be good. We'd said that legalization of marijuana should be limited to medical uses. Universal duties. If it is right for marijuana stores to sell marijuana for recreational purpose, then would it be equally right for government to prohibit other types of pursuing self-pleasure and satisfaction? Number 4. Additional considerations. Based on the Christian faith tradition, self-pleasure should be limited to pursue spiritual fulfillment in presence of God in relationship with Jesus. If uses of the recreational marijuana hinders one from pursuing one's spiritual desire, it should be limited legally to use marijuana for recreational purpose. Relationship with God is the most important aspect of life, so that it cannot be ignored by recreational pursuit of marijuana. I believe the government has an ethical obligation towards those who can possibly be harmed by recreational marijuana smokers. Recreational marijuana smoking could mislead us to go against spiritual pursuit of relationship with God. Under consideration of those two reasons, legalization of recreational marijuana is immoral. This is pragmatic solution. Theoretically, I would argue that the most morally appropriate solution would be for marijuana stores to sell it only for medical purpose. What are some objections to my solution? How would I respond to those objections? Once again, I would argue that the most morally appropriate solution would be for stores to sell it only for medical purpose, not for recreational purpose. This may invite some argument about inequality of right to smoke marijuana between ones who have approval from medical doctors and ones who do not. But it is a risk worth the cost to sell it for medical purpose in desperate need of the business for ones who have medical needs of marijuana.